Value-based drafting. The value of a player is determined not by the amount of points he scores, but by how much he outscores his peers at his particular position. The main goal of fantasy football isn't to score a ton of points. You can score a ton of points and still lose. The main goal is to outscore your opponent by selecting players who outperform their peers at that position. For instance, wide receivers versus other wide receivers. Okay, that sounds really obvious, but there are some big mistakes that a lot of people make. This is best thought of as a series of individual matchups, position by position. Let's take a basic example of a one-on-one game with a starting roster of one quarterback, one running back, one receiver, and one kicker. Your quarterback outscores his 22-20, and you're up 2 points. Your running back, however, is outscored by his running back 5-10, and you're down 3 now overall. However, your receiver outscores his 20-5, and you're back up 12. Finally, your kicker outscores his 21-20, which puts you up by 13, and you win the matchup 68-55. Now, here's the point of this example. If you and your opponent were to throw all 8 players back into the draft, and knowing what you know now about what they'll score, who would you draft first? The quarterback who scored the most points? No, because the other quarterback scores 20, so 2 points less is not a big deal. The kicker who scores 21? Obviously not, since the other kicker is only 1 point behind him with 20 points of his own. The wide receiver is the no-brainer pick here, since he vastly outperforms the other wide receiver. In fact, after this first selection, the game is effectively over. It doesn't matter who you select the entire rest of the draft, you are going to win. Now, this is just a basic example, but I hope you can see the importance of this concept on a bigger scale. Remember, the goal is not just to get the highest scoring players, especially with your first and second round draft picks. The goal is to get the players who are going to outscore the other players at their position by the greatest number of points. Now, here's a hint for you. Most people butcher this principle when drafting a quarterback. Visit fantasyfootballriches.com to learn more.